A game of speed and skill, field hockey is a wonderfully fast and exciting team sport. It's played all over the world by men, women and children. The game involves two teams with 11 players on each side. The main goal is simple: to score more goals than the other team. Players use a stick with a curved end to hit a small, hard ball, and they must work together, passing the ball between teammates to move it up the field. The aim is to get the ball into the other team's goal. It's a game that requires great skill, incredible fitness, and brilliant teamwork to succeed. Imagine, if you will, a large rectangular pitch, a bit like a football pitch, but often made of artificial turf. At each end, there is a D-shaped area called the shooting circle. To score a goal, the ball must be touched by an attacker's stick inside this circle before it crosses the goal line. This rule makes the game very tactical. Teams must be clever to create scoring chances. They need to dribble the ball with precision, pass it accurately, and defend their own goal with determination. The goalkeepers are very brave, wearing lots of protective padding to stop the fast-moving ball. The game is played in 4 quarters, each lasting 15 minutes. This structure keeps the pace of the game incredibly high. There's very little time to rest, and players are constantly running, tackling, and looking for opportunities. It's a non-stop spectacle of athleticism. Unlike ice hockey, there is less physical contact allowed between players. This makes field hockey a game of pure skill and strategy. You simply cannot push someone off the ball. You must use your stick skills and clever positioning to win possession for your team. What makes field hockey so special is the blend of individual brilliance and collective effort. A single player can change the game with a fantastic run or a clever pass. But ultimately, it's the team that works together best that usually wins. From the defenders who protect the goal, to the midfielders who control the game, and the attackers who score the goals, every player has a vital role. It's a beautiful sport to watch and even more thrilling to play, full of energy from the first whistle to the last. The story of field hockey begins a very long time ago. It's actually one of the oldest games in the world, involving a stick and a ball. Historians have found evidence of similar games in many ancient civilizations. In Egypt, carvings on tombs that are 4,000 years old show people playing a game with hooked sticks and a projectile. This suggests that the basic idea of hockey has been around for millennia. It's really amazing to think that a sport we love today has such deep and ancient roots, connecting us to people who lived thousands of years ago. Similar games were also played in other parts of the world. In ancient Greece, a carving from around 510 BC shows a game called Keratizien. The image depicts 2 players with curved sticks competing for a ball. It looks remarkably like a modern hockey face-off. Over in East Asia, a game called Beiku, using a wooden ball and long sticks, was played by the Dal people in Inner Mongolia for about 1,000 years. These early versions show that the human desire to play stick and ball games is universal and has existed across many different cultures for centuries. In Europe, different forms of stick and ball games became popular in the Middle Ages. Games like hurling in Ireland, shinty in Scotland, and bandy in England were all early relatives of hockey. These games were often played between whole villages. They were rough and had very few rules. The playing fields could be miles long, and the goal might be a specific tree or a church door. These folk games were an important part of community life. They were a way for people to compete, have fun, and show pride in their village or town. These ancient and medieval games laid the foundation for the sport we know today. They all shared the core elements: a stick, a ball, and 2 teams trying to score. While the rules, equipment, and playing surfaces were very different, the spirit of the game was the same. It was about skill, competition, and working together. The journey from these chaotic village games to the organized modern sport of field hockey is a fascinating one. It really shows how a simple idea can evolve and grow into a global phenomenon over many, many years. The version of field hockey we play today really started to take shape in England during the 19th century. It was in English public schools and clubs that the sport became more organised. Before this time, games were informal with no set rules, but in the mid-1800s, people started to think about standardising the sport. The first men's hockey club, Blackheath Football and Hockey Club, was founded in London in 1861. They wanted to create a game that was less violent and more focused on skill than the old folk games. This was a very important step. A key moment came in 1875 when a group of clubs decided to form a hockey association. However, they couldn't agree on the rules, especially a rule from the sport of football about handling the ball. A few years later, in 1886, the Hockey Association was successfully formed in London. This new organisation established a uniform set of rules for the game. One of the most important new rules stated that players could not raise their sticks above their shoulders. This made the game much safer and encouraged players to focus on controlling the ball on the ground. The sport quickly became popular with women as well. The first women's hockey club was formed in 1887 at Molesey Ladies Hockey Club. Women's hockey grew rapidly, and by 1895, the All England Women's Hockey Association was created. At first, there were debates about whether the game was suitable for women. Some people thought it was too strenuous. However, the players proved them wrong, showing great skill and athleticism. They wore long skirts and blouses, which must have been very difficult to play in, but their passion for the game was clear to see. From these beginnings in England, modern field hockey was born. The establishment of clubs and governing bodies with a standard set of rules was crucial. It transformed a chaotic pastime into a structured and sophisticated sport. These English pioneers created a game that was not just about strength, but also about finesse, strategy, and fair play. This new version of hockey was ready to be shared with the rest of the world, and it soon began its journey to become a truly global sport, loved and played by millions. Once modern field hockey was established in England, it really didn't take long for it to spread across the globe. The British Empire played a huge role in this. British soldiers, administrators, and workers took the game with them to the many countries they travelled to. They set up clubs and taught the locals how to play. This is how the sport was introduced to nations like India, Pakistan, Australia, and New Zealand. The game was quickly adopted and in many cases mastered by the local populations. They added their own unique style and flair to the sport. India, in particular, fell in love with field hockey. The first hockey clubs were established in Calcutta in the 1880s. The sport's popularity grew like wildfire across the subcontinent. The Indian players developed a magical style of play. They were known for their incredible stick skills, mesmerizing dribbling, and quick, short passes. This style was very different from the more direct physical style played in Europe. Indian hockey became a beautiful art form, a joy to watch. It was a perfect example of how a sport can be shaped and enriched by a new culture. The sport also found a strong foothold in other parts of the world. In Australia, the game became a popular national sport, known for its tough, competitive and athletic style. The Australian teams, both men and women, have always been famous for their fitness and never-give-up attitude. In Europe, countries like the Netherlands and Germany also became hockey powerhouses. They developed a very tactical and organized approach to the game. They combined physical strength with clever strategies, making their teams formidable opponents on the world stage. This global spread made field hockey a wonderfully diverse sport. Each country brought something new to the table. The silky skills of the Indian and Pakistani players, the power and endurance of the Australians, and the tactical discipline of the Europeans all blended together. This created a rich and exciting international game. Field hockey was no longer just an English sport. It had become a sport for the world, with different styles and philosophies competing against each other, making every international match a fascinating contest of cultures and skills. Field hockey's journey to the highest level of international sport was sealed when it became part of the Olympic Games. The men's competition was first included at the 1908 London Olympics, It was a proud moment for the sport, showing that it had gained worldwide recognition. England won the first Olympic gold medal, a fitting tribute to the country where the modern game began. After being left out in 1912 and 1924, hockey became a permanent fixture in the men's Olympic program from the 1928 Amsterdam Games onwards. This was the stage where legends would be made. The 1928 Olympics marked the beginning of an extraordinary period of dominance by one nation, India. The Indian men's team arrived in Amsterdam and honestly stunned the world. They played a brand of hockey that no one had ever seen before. With their amazing stick work and fluid teamwork, they were simply unstoppable. They won the gold medal without conceding a single goal in the entire tournament. This was the start of a golden era. The Indian team went on to win 6 consecutive Olympic gold medals from 1928 to 1956, a truly remarkable achievement in any sport. At the heart of this incredible Indian team was a player who many believe is the greatest of all time, Dhyan Chand. His ball control was so magical that people said the ball was glued to his stick. Officials in the Netherlands were so suspicious that they broke his stick to check for a magnet inside. Of course, they found nothing. His skill was pure genius. Dhyan Chand led India to 3 of those Olympic gold medals in 1928, 1932 and 1936. He became a national hero and a global icon for the sport, inspiring millions of people to pick up a hockey stick. After India's independence, Pakistan emerged as a major rival, leading to some of the most intense and thrilling matches in hockey history. Pakistan ended India's long winning streak by winning gold at the 1960 Rome Olympics. For decades, the India-Pakistan rivalry was the biggest story in world hockey. More recently, women's hockey also achieved its Olympic dream, being introduced at the 1980 Moscow Games. This was another huge milestone, providing a global stage for female players to showcase their incredible talent and inspiring a new generation of girls to play the game. The sport of field hockey has changed dramatically over the years. The equipment players use today is very different from what was used in the past. Early hockey sticks were made entirely of wood and were very heavy. They had long, straight handles and a small curve at the end. Modern sticks are marvels of technology. They are made from composite materials like carbon fiber and fiberglass. This makes them much lighter, stronger and more powerful. The shape has also changed, with a more pronounced hook that allows for better ball control and a wider range of skills. The rules of the game have also evolved significantly to make it faster and more exciting for spectators. One of the biggest changes was the removal of the offside rule in 1996. This rule, similar to the one in football, had been part of hockey for over a century. Getting rid of it completely changed the tactics of the game. It opened up the pitch, led to more attacking play, and resulted in more goals being scored. Other changes, like allowing players to play the ball with the edge of their stick and the introduction of self-passes from free hits, have all helped to speed up the game. Perhaps the most visible change in hockey has been the switch from natural grass pitches to artificial turf. For most of its history, hockey was played on grass. This made the game slower, and the bounce of the ball could be unpredictable. The introduction of artificial turf starting in the 1970s revolutionized the sport. The ball now runs much faster and smoother on the synthetic surface. This has placed a greater emphasis on technical skill, precision passing, and incredible fitness. The game played on turf today is a world away from the old grass game. These developments in gameplay have also led to changes in strategy. The fast pace of the modern game means that players must be incredibly fit athletes. The use of rolling substitutions, where players can come on and off the pitch throughout the match, allows teams to maintain a high intensity from start to finish. Formations have become more fluid and attacking. The game is now more tactical than ever, with coaches using detailed video analysis to prepare for matches. All these changes have made field hockey a more dynamic, athletic and entertaining sport than ever before. The world of international field hockey is filled with brilliant teams and prestigious tournaments. Certain countries have consistently been at the top of the sport. In the men's game, nations like Australia, Germany, the Netherlands and Belgium have become modern powerhouses. The Australian men's team, the Kookaburras, are famous for their relentless attacking style and incredible fitness. Germany is known for its mental toughness and tactical discipline, often peaking at major tournaments. The Netherlands consistently produces technically gifted players and plays a beautiful, flowing style of hockey that is wonderful to watch. In women's hockey, the Netherlands is the undisputed dominant force. The Dutch women's team has won more World Cups and Olympic gold medals than any other nation. They play with incredible skill, flair, and tactical intelligence. They have set the standard for excellence in the women's game for decades. Other top teams include Argentina, whose passionate and skillful players, known as Las Leonas, the Lionesses, always play with immense heart. Australia, Germany, and Great Britain are also consistently among the best teams in the world, making for a very competitive and exciting international scene. The biggest and most important tournament in field hockey is the Olympic Games. Winning an Olympic gold medal is the ultimate dream for any hockey player. It happens only once every 4 years, which makes it incredibly special. Almost as important is the Hockey World Cup, which is also held every 4 years for both men and women. This is where teams from all over the globe compete to be crowned world champions. Winning the World Cup is a huge honor and a true test of a team's quality and consistency over a long and demanding tournament. Besides the Olympics and the World Cup, there are other major international competitions that capture the attention of fans. The FIH Hockey Pro League is an annual global competition where the world's top teams play against each other home and away. This provides fans with regular, high-quality international hockey throughout the year. There are also continental championships, such as the Euro Hockey Championship and the Asian Games, which are fiercely contested. These tournaments give teams a chance to prove they are the best in their region and provide a pathway to qualify for the Olympics and World Cup. To enjoy playing field hockey, it is important to understand some of the basic rules. The game is all about controlling the ball with your stick. You can only use the flat side and the edges of your stick to play the ball, never the back rounded side. A key rule is that you cannot use your feet or any other part of your body to deliberately play the ball. If the ball hits a player's foot, the other team is usually awarded a free hit. This rule ensures that hockey remains a game of stick skills rather than a kicking game. Safety is very important in field hockey, so there are rules to protect the players. You are not allowed to make physical contact with an opponent or their stick. This means no pushing, tripping, or blocking a player with your body. This is called obstruction. Another crucial safety rule is about high sticks. You cannot lift your stick in a dangerous way near other players. When you're shooting at goal, you can have a full backswing, but in general play, you must keep your stick under control. These rules help to make sure the game is played fairly and safely. If you are new to hockey, there are a few tips that can help you improve. First, focus on your basic skills. Practice dribbling the ball while keeping your head up so you can see your teammates and opponents. Learn how to stop the ball cleanly when it is passed to you. This is called trapping. Also, practice passing the ball accurately to a moving target. Good basic skills are the foundation of a good hockey player. Having a low body position, with your knees bent, will give you better balance and control over the ball. Most importantly, remember that field hockey is a team game. Communication is vital. Talk to your teammates on the pitch. Let them know when you are free for a pass, or warn them if an opponent is nearby. Always support your teammates, whether you are attacking or defending. A team that works together and communicates well will always be more successful than a team of talented individuals who play for themselves. Teamwork, sportsmanship, and enjoying the game with your friends are the most important parts of being a hockey player. Field hockey is so much more than just a game. It is a sport that builds character and teaches important life lessons. One of the greatest values it promotes is teamwork. No single player can win a hockey match on their own. Success comes from working together, trusting your teammates, and putting the team's goals ahead of your own. This sense of collective effort teaches players the importance of collaboration and communication, skills that are valuable in all areas of life. The friendships forged on the hockey pitch can last a lifetime. The sport also teaches respect and sportsmanship. Hockey is a fast and competitive game, but it is played with a strong sense of fair play. Players learn to respect their opponents, the umpires, and the rules of the game. Shaking hands with the other team after a tough match, win or lose, is a tradition that shows mutual respect. This teaches players how to handle both victory and defeat with grace and humility. It builds resilience and shows that how you play the game is just as important as the final score. The cultural impact of field hockey is immense, especially in countries where it is a major sport. In India and Pakistan, hockey is part of the national identity, a source of immense pride. The glorious history of their Olympic victories is celebrated and remembered. In the Netherlands, hockey is a massive family sport, with huge clubs that are central to community life. In Australia, it represents the nation's love for tough outdoor sports. The sport unites people from different backgrounds, creating a shared passion that transcends cultural and social barriers. Ultimately, the enduring appeal of field hockey lies in its unique combination of speed, skill, and spirit. It is a sport that inspires. It inspires players to push their physical limits, to perfect their skills through hours of practice, and to work together for a common goal. It inspires fans with moments of breathtaking brilliance, thrilling matches, and incredible displays of athleticism. From the local club pitches where children play their first game to the packed stadiums of the Olympic final, field hockey continues to excite and unite people all over the world. A beautiful sport with a heart full of passion.